Good morning, it's Gary Robinson, horseracingaustralia.info. Always remember the .info, it's a curious name, but it's the only one we could get at the time. Anyway, you'll find Professional Punters Diaries every day, and November the 7th, nothing much to say, and I can tell you the reason there's nothing much to say. After a busy week, we don't have any selections whatsoever for Friday, but we're going to have a look at Rosehill and Flemington group races shortly. Just a reminder of our bookshop, and that's where you can get How to Win at Horse Racing Today. If you don't make money in the first 2 or 3 days after you've bought this book, you will never make money, and you don't deserve to be called a punter at all. Anyway, let's have a first look at Rosehill, and we'll see what's going on. There's only 2 group races of note at Rosehill tomorrow. The first one is race 6, very easy to see, Thrill Hunter. We're going to back that. Now, all these other runners here, they actually get a penalty because they are still maiden runners. However, they can possibly be a bit of a danger, and of course you're always going to get something in this these runners that have never had a run before. So looking at Thrill Hunter, that was a win, and it was at Randwick. It was a pretty average win, but nevertheless, winners are grinners usually. Now, if we look at the second horse here, Revengeance, it ran third in a much smarter time, and it was right on the pace most of the race, as the Waterhouse runners usually are. So you may consider whether you want to save on that one. If it didn't have the penalty, it would appear to be a far superior horse to Thrill Hunter, but you never know with these, and also it's had a little bit of let up before we got to there. These other runners, even with their penalties taken away, would be considered not a chance. So therefore, I think the 1 and 11, back those 2, you should be able to make a profit. And moving right on to race 7, which is the only other group race in the program today. So in race 7, we've got Miss Rambini on top from Mirroral Rose and Snow in May. Our ratings say they're the main 3 chances, and I was really a bit disappointed with Miracle Rose last time, but certainly after 2 very good wins before that, can be forgiven for that. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll move on now to Flemington. Quite a number of good, great races in this one. So make sure to follow me all the way through, otherwise you're going to miss out on what's about the best to happen. So in the mares race, over 2,000, a fairly open race, although we can see that these top 2 runners, Real Class and Sunset Park, they stand out, rated 3.6 and 4.5. On the pre-post market, they're listed as very, very short price. So even if you took the penalty off good banter, it still wouldn't quite make the top. Bond Mistresses had a let up, so that's why a penalty there. It still wouldn't be higher than those 2, so let's just stick to those 2 and see how we go. But certainly if we can get one of those up, and who wouldn't want Jamie Mellon on their horse these days. In a race 5, that's a group 3. So You Are, well, it stands out now. What happened last time? It ran nowhere. It was very, very disappointing. It was 11th at the turn, could absolutely do nothing, and very, very disappointing. But if we go back to Doomben here on the 4th of October, it was an outstanding win with its best ever rating of a 79. So it's down a bit. Very disappointed with So You Are. But while he's in Melbourne, he's going to have another go over the 2600, and I do think it is certainly worth having a bet. Birdman was 6th at its last start, and that was at Caulfield in the Caulfield Cup. You wouldn't want much better form than that in a race like this. So, So You Are, I would have that as the one. I would continue to back that each way. It could finally get us in. And Birdman, obviously, because of its rating in the Caulfield Cup, could do something here. It's a very large number of runners there over the 2600 and the hard run to the first turn. But you would want a reward. So You Are, I'll stick to it and see how we go. It won't be the frantic pace that was in the Cox Plate last start. Tetris picks itself quite clearly, even though in this field it rates $4 with Jolly Star, a runner. which rates $7, but Tetris, you're only going to get about even money for it. Nevertheless, it does come up on top. And Giga Kick, well, it can only improve, can't it? That was a very good rating, but a low win form rate. But certainly getting back to the days when it was very, very high. I think it's peaked at about 66 this time last year. But let's see how it goes. If it gets back to its very best form, well, I think it's almost back to its best form. It will be very, very hard to beat. So I definitely have something on it. In race 7, we've got another one. Now this is the Group 1. We've got Pericles, Chia Wolf, Mr. Brightside, the top 3, and Like a Lucy. And of course, Pride of Jenny, which in this field only rates 5th. But if we go back and we do a compare and we see how they finished last time, you'll see Pride of Jenny was 4.5 lengths ahead of Like a Lucy. And there's no adjustment for weight change. And for barriers, well, there's very little change in the barriers either. So if things will stay as they are, and we'll have to watch the betting and see how we go. But Pride of Jenny will obviously be favourite. In race 8, this one's also a Group 1. This is the Champion Stakes. I think Light Infamy gets his chance here. Certainly was out in front in the Cox Plate. I thought that was a very good run. Weakened towards the end. Via Sistina is in it, and Via Sistina obviously won over the won the Cox Plate over there. But I would still give Light Infantry a chance in this one. I don't think there'll be as much pressure. And of course, Peer and Tom Kitten, they certainly appear behind there. Golden Path was second last start. Continues to run well. So more than one chance, but I don't think I'm going to be backing Aviva Sistina at somewhere around even money. And the last race is merely a benchmark, a bit of a letdown. And as you can see by the ratings here, it's going to be a very hard race to pick any particular runner out. As you can see, even by the morning line there, the only one that looks like a favourite is Balestier, which is resuming after a let-up, and will probably be around the $3 or $4 mark, I would imagine. So just coming back here now, a reminder of there. You can go here and click on the shop if you want to, and what you can do here, you can get a package deal of getting the ebooks. That's every ebook we've ever published for $99. Every book and every magazine we've ever published are $99 on your screen. Once again, Horse Racing Australia signing off, and all the best of luck for the weekend.